Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a special video. Starting this month I am doing a patrons pick. So every month from now on you guys will see this. My Patreon channel and my patrons get to see this first and they get to pick what I use. So this month they chose for me to use multiple photos on the layout and an older collection. Now this collection is not old to some, but it's been in my stash for, I would say, about 5 months, which I know some people are like, hey, that's not old. But for me, it is an older collection that I don't have much of the papers left from. So I'm using some scraps and I'm using a couple. Actually, I think I use one sheet of 12 by 12 paper and then the rest of it was scraps. So it is an older to me collection, if that makes sense. So I'm also using a sketch that I created for my patrons. So if you guys want to become a patron, I would love to have you. The link will be below. And for the patrons pick, I do a shout out to all of my patrons on my video. So I'm just going to do first names because there, I think are 33 people here. So thank you to Alice, Amanda, Arlene, Beth, Brenda, Karina, Sherry, Deborah, Donna, Glenda, Greg, my husband, Janine, Jessica, Gina, Joyce, Jolie, KK, Laura, Lee, Lindsay, Lisa, Crafty Maggie, Michelle, Miranda, Moira, Uzel, Pam, Patty, Rachel, Rosa, Stephanie, Teresa, Tisa, and Trina. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being a patron of mine. So again, I am using a sketch that you can find over on my Patreon page. And I'm using the I Am Mom collection from Echo Park. I got this collection when it was new. Probably about 5 or 6 months ago. And sorry for the lighting. I did do this in my living room. I had some friends over not this past weekend, but this past weekend for me to scrapbook, and this is when I did that. So the story behind these photos. I have a photo of my daughter's homework in front of her school. It's in my hand and it has the name of her school behind it. You guys can't really read it. I tried to make it that way so nobody could read it. And then I have a picture of Grey Goose vodka and a drink. So these were taken on completely different days, but I just thought it would be cute to put them together. The drink was actually taken at a Christmas party, and Emily was with my mom for the weekend. And then the homework picture was taken, I don't know, a couple months ago. So the homework thing, I always tell Emily they have homework every single week and it's due on Friday. So they have like 4 or 5 pages of homework to do. They give it to them on Monday and they have the whole week to finish it, and it's due on Friday. So on Friday morning, I always say, Emily, do you have your homework in your backpack? Is your homework in your backpack? Or go put your homework in your backpack. And she always says yes. Well, this one time, almost as soon as I got home, I got a phone call from her school and it was Emily. And she said, Mommy, I forgot my homework. It was sitting right on the floor where she puts her backpack, right by the door. She left it. So I just thought it was cute that I, had just pulled in the house. I ran in, got her homework, drove all the way back to the school and took it to her. So that's the story. So I thought the I Am Mom collection would be perfect for this story. So I had all of the layers and papers and everything turned the opposite direction. But I figured out that the blue paper with all the words, it says today, tomorrow, Tuesday, every day, Monday, and then it just has all of these words on it. And I had it flipped the other way and it was actually upside down, and that drove me crazy. So I had to flip things around and make it work. So I also took the photos off of the mat that I put them on and flipped them around because I wanted the smaller photo to be on the outside. if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. So I did also use some Distress Oxide ink to ink all of my edges, all of my layers with the gray Distress Oxide ink. And I just like the way that looks, especially when I have a whole bunch of different layers like this. And I'm going to go ahead and start building and gluing everything down so then I can start embellishing. I also took a banner strip, which was on one of the sheets of 12 by 12 paper, and I used 2 of those together. So one says Mama on the, or no, it just says Mama on the Go, and it just says it all the way across. And then there's also that floral piece right underneath it. And I really like that it kind of balances it out. So I do apologize for the shaking. I have my camera or my phone set up differently since I'm in the living room. And so if I hit the table, it does shake a little bit. So I do apologize for that. I had to run to my craft room and get some craft foam to pop those photos up. And wow, I just used a ton of adhesive. So the title, I think, is what I'm going to work on next. And I am going to be using these navy blue, they're foam thickers, and they're so, I love them. I love them. I love them. So I was bringing out the sketch once again on my iPad, which you guys can't see, but I was looking at it to make sure. I wanted to see how I had the title in the sketch, which I ended up doing it a little bit different. But yeah, that's what a sketch is for, right? It's a jumping off place. So this is definitely not it's not identical to the sketch that I created for the patrons. But I took it and used it for a jumping off spot, I guess. So my title is going to be Mommy Needs a Drink. Are there ever these days where you are just running around so much and you just need a drink at the end of the night? This was one of those nights. That day she forgot her homework, and then there was something else, and then she also had like after school activities, and then I had to go to the post office and I had to pay bills, and it was just a really, really busy day. And I probably did have a drink, but I like a drink of wine, a glass of wine or something, but I actually didn't take a picture of it. So I just used this photo of my drink from like 2 months before, which is okay, right? It doesn't have to be the exact same time. They still kind of go together. And so I thought that that title was cute. So now I am looking through the sticker sheets or the sticker sheet, the ephemera, and I have the enamel dots of this collection. So that is what I have left of this collection. I actually have a whole bunch of the stickers. And this is, I think, the 3rd or 4th layout that I've created with this collection. I am going to use this minivan. Just to let y'all know, I do not have a minivan. I have a small SUV. However, I was driving back and forth, and so I thought that I would look okay. I am not one to use, you know, the random embellishments a whole lot, but sometimes I try to. And this is one of those instances. I do not have a minivan, but it still kind of goes with the theme, and it still goes with the photos and my story that I have to tell. So I used it, or I'm going to use it. That's definitely not how it's going to be on the layout, all jacked up in the front there. But right now I'm going through the ephemera and just pulling out the pieces that I think I might want to use. And there are a couple I think that I'm going to use, and I'm going to pull a couple stickers, and yeah. So at first I thought that I wanted to use this frame, which I ended up not using. So I'm going to move that, but I'm definitely using the minivan here for sure. Yeah, and I'm going to use these little keys because, you know, I'm going back and forth. And I tried to use this little piece that says you got this, but it just wasn't working for me. So in the end, I'm not going to end up using that. Also, I really, really liked the little laptop. I just thought it was cute. It says Mom Boss. So I stuck that kind of behind the photos and behind the keys for a little cluster there. And then I'm going to use this ephemera piece or die cut that says My Crazy Beautiful Life. You know, it is crazy. I am quite busy a lot of the time. Most days I am very busy. Emily is very active. She's in 4 after school activities. And she's now in the Elementary National Honor Society. So she's a very busy little girl, which makes for a very busy mommy, and YouTube and Patreon and all of the things. So I do feel like a mom boss, and I do have a crazy yet beautiful life. So I thought that that worked well. So now I am going to do, I'm going to grab this little chipboard sticker. It says Chaos Coordinator, which I actually have a t-shirt that says that. And I'm using a camera. I have a hard time using cameras. I know that a lot of my friends and a lot of scrapbookers don't have a hard time using cameras, but for some reason I do. So I use the camera, and I use camera paper, you guys. I feel kind of special. So I'm going to use some flower stickers just to kind of accent behind that little die cut that says My Crazy Beautiful Life. That is another way that you can use flowers or florals, is to accent behind something. So I just cut them in half and just peeked them coming out from behind that to kind of make it pop off the page a little bit more. And also it is up on foam, craft foam, so it is popped up a little bit. So this little sticker I'm going to use says Mom on the Go. And then that's pretty much going to be my layout for today, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you as part of my YouTube family. Thank you guys so much for watching. And don't forget to spread love and be kind. I hope that you all have an amazing day. Bye.